Thanks so much, everyone, and welcome back. I hope you're feeling refreshed and lifted wherever you are in the world today. I want to talk about embracing your changes, accepting the changes that you go through in life, and not allowing yourself to sit in a place where you're being combative about natural changes that we make over time. And I say natural, but right next to that, I also say that my natural and your natural could be very different. It's a progression based on our soul's journey. So my question for you today is, what have you and where have you changed in your life? And have you fully embraced the changes, that natural evolution that has occurred? Or is there part of you kind of standing back in the old energy, and then you've got half of you standing in this new energy? So in between is the conflict. What I want to do is just get you out of conflict, because the less conflict you're in internally or externally, the more energy that frees up for you to just enjoy your life, have a good time, and live elevated. I can tell you one of the changes that has occurred in me over the years is just what I will and won't tolerate or deal with, what I'm drawn to versus what I will leave behind. I think about this work that I do, and I must tell you that a lot of people complain, oh, my work is draining. I feel XYZ. I can't say that. My work is extremely rejuvenating. I love it. I'm good at it. And it's just something that I've always had a natural inclination for, is making people feel comfortable, listening to folks. And I've, for all intents and purposes, just parlayed that into a successful life vocation and business for myself. Now, that said, it hasn't come without its costs and certainly areas of growth. I can remember being 8 or 9 years old and on the phone with my little friends at this time, and just very intently listening, kind of absorbing myself into their lives, giving advice, and you name it. So I could very well say that if someone's ever born to do this work, I was. And evolution and time went on, and I discovered in my early adulthood that I had a number of relationships, friendships, I use the term loosely in my life. They weren't balanced. It wasn't reciprocal. It was really me. These were like friendship / therapy clients, if you will. And I got to the point, it was just because there was more recognition for it. It's like, oh, this is really cool. But when I have an issue or concern, who the hell do I go to? And that's where the change really started. And there was a conflict, because it's like, am I being kind? Am I being a good person? And over time, I realized that a natural progression, evolution, respect for boundaries, respect for time, respect for lessons learned, it will usher in changes that, if the change is not acknowledged, you will find yourself increasingly in tense situations, undesirable situations, because what you've done, you have one foot in, you have one foot out. And I can very vividly recall when I just say, you know what, no more. I have no interest in relationships, my personal relationships that are out of balance. It had to stop, because my evolution had come to a place where I really couldn't deal with it anymore. And I lost friends, and that was okay. It wasn't like a sharp blade or a sharp cut, because I knew what that was about. So that was a change. That was a change within me of really taking ownership over borders, boundaries, and balance within my life. Very important lesson to learn. And so that's a little bit of a change story that I'm sharing with you, but let's put the spotlight, turning it back on you. And what areas of your life have you truly changed at a core level, at a soul level, but yet you don't have that full ownership or acknowledgement of it? I challenge you today to just really pull it into your reality, because if it's not there fully, completely, you're going to continue to fight with yourself a little bit. We change in all areas. I could also tell you, and this may echo some sentiments of where you're at, as I'm older, less and less nonsense that I will put up with. Nonsense meaning things that aren't good for me, that aren't right for me. And it's because I realize how short life really is. And that doesn't come from a place of maliciousness. It just really comes from a place of evolution and common sense. I try to be as nice about it and classy and kind as I can. But you just realize over time what works for you and what doesn't. Again, I invite you to sit and think about, where have you changed? And have you really sat with yourself in a formal way and said, yeah, definitely that's a change, and I'm okay with that. Preferences, tastes, timelines may shift for you. Hopes and dreams you once had, maybe you say, you know what, it's just not practical for me anymore. I'm going to let that go. And you replace them with new hopes, dreams, wishes, ambitions, and aspirations. So this is really just food for thought. It was on my heart to talk about truly embracing your evolution and change. I hope it's been helpful. This has been Inspirational Shorts with Sheila. Thank you so much. I'll connect with you soon.